This is the Improve and Have Fun podcast, where I'm improving myself, having fun along the way, with the hopes of encouraging you to do the same. And this week I wanted to discuss almost quitting social media, more in the sense of Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And why was I thinking about quitting social media? As I've mentioned in the last few episodes, I'm really currently into doing a lot of research on dating tips, or just dating mindset, speaking about rejection and speaking about what can work in terms of dating, in terms of being successful in dating. One of the podcasts that I enjoy listening to is Dating Women Podcast, and I will go ahead and link to that in the show notes for this episode. The host of the podcast is someone by proxy for this gentleman who the whole program is based on, Doc Love. And Doc Love, I know, fantastic name, but he's been giving dating advice for years, and I will link to his website as well. And I think he gives great advice. It's more in the same line as Corey Wayne, but he was definitely way before Corey Wayne. Corey Wayne even quotes him in his own book, even quotes Doc Love. And one of the things that Doc Love would say, and I found intriguing, was he would say that when dating, women, they like mystery. They don't want to know everything about you, because then you become boring and predictable. And boring and predictable is what you don't want to do. So Doc Love says that social media is the worst thing for dating, because you can find out all the information about you online. So where is the mystery in that? This was my main motivating force. My plan was going to be not quit, but just kind of deactivate Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And I still use these platforms for events, especially Facebook, for events that are going on the weekends, or I use Instagram. I follow other dancers. I like to go ahead and, if they put up a video of them dancing and I think they're doing some cool moves, I'll save that video. Instagram has kind of like this save video feature. Do without Twitter. Twitter's not a big deal. It's more like just for posting stuff. And I was going to just go ahead and disable all of those. And I think it's great advice too, in terms of keeping the mystery. I went ahead and I asked coworkers about whether they use, older coworkers, whether they use Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. One of the coworkers said that he would spend a lot of time on it, but he just stopped and he just has left using social media. Doesn't using it much at all. And another one said while he was dating, the person he was dating would become his friend on social media. And if there were to be another girl or another woman that would like a status, like the girl that he was dating at the time would have questioned him about it. I've been in a similar situation, not that I was questioned, but just because I liked another girl's picture or something like that on social media, the girl that I was dating at the time, she would come and like kind of be jealous about it. Social media and dating maybe does not mix. The whole plan was also just to keep YouTube. YouTube is a fantastic resource for entertainment and research purposes. YouTube I was going to keep. But there's not a lot of, I would say, status updates and things of that nature, or liking a picture on YouTube. I mean, you can comment on a video, but it's not, just so organized as Facebook or Instagram would be. And a side benefit I was seeing was that I was just going to be spending less time on social media, which sometimes I could spend a lot of time on there, just looking at friends' status updates or doing the goofy thing of looking at videos that make me laugh. So I was going to see that as a benefit. What changed my mind, I went ahead with this for like about a 15 hour period. And what changed my mind, I've said this before, and I think I listened maybe too much to outside things, and I should just maybe sit with myself and kind of see what's going to benefit me. I was listening to Rob Dial, and he was talking, once again, one of my favorite podcasts, the MWF Motivation Podcast, and he was discussing, to quit your job, you should have these things. You should have a nest egg, a 3 to 6 month nest egg, to support you while you venture out while having quit your job. You should be working on your business and make it profitable before you go ahead and decide to quit your job. And number 3, you should have a following. That almost a currency in today's climate in terms of putting out content, like similar to what I'm doing. Having a following is very important. A small example, let's say if you have thousands upon thousands of Instagram followers, like this can buy you some some social capital, some opportunities, some sponsorship opportunities. So it's just being a micro example. In my own way, which I've discussed many times on this podcast, Instagram and Facebook is where I get my most engagement with my materials. If I was just to solely do YouTube, it would be a building thing. And one doing solely YouTube is cool too. Like over time, you could really build a following there, just focusing and dialing in on just YouTube. All these transitions and all these things really make me think how just cutting some things and focusing on less and just putting more energy into one or two things, as I've mentioned a million times before in this podcast, you can see more of the benefits of that as opposed to kind of spreading yourself thin. I just wanted to go ahead and discuss that. I even text friends and told them that I was going to be off of social media for a while, and I felt like such a goof having to kind of text them and let them know that no, I'm back on. But people go through things. Nothing in life is perfect. To the people that I text and they text me back immediately, I am so grateful and so thankful for those people that they text me back. And if the people that I text didn't text me back, that's okay too. People are busy. People have their lives. Not to concern themselves with what's going on with me and whatever little crisis I'm going through. The bottom line of what I'm trying to say here is mystery in dating is very good. Having social media and dating, I'm still working on trying to figure out how to go ahead and kind of curb that. So like what I said, when I'm dating, I don't want to tell my date, if they want to follow me on social media, like I don't do social media, I'll have to cross that bridge when I get there. Also, it can be a thing where I just have to really pay attention to what I put out there. I do believe it's good to have like your personality and things that are going on personally with you in your social media, kind of just to build yourself as a real person. I heard in one podcast recently, the Operation Self-Reset, where the guy doesn't call it Facebook, he calls it Happy Book, because everybody's always happy on there. Nobody's very seldom discussing like, real stuff that's going on with them, which I found fascinating. But it's going to be very interesting when it comes to dating and having the social media. Because I love the fact about, like I said, regarding the mystery, that it's good to keep mystery. But on the other side of what I'm doing requires kind of to be out there a little bit. So we'll cross that road when we get there. And my lovely listeners, my lovely followers, status update number 3 regarding splitting up the podcast into different podcasts. I'm going to just go ahead and do it. 5 podcasts, Improve and Have Fun, Weird Stories, the DJ Mix, movie reviews, and finally, my biggest takeaway. So follow me on social media to know when those are going to be up, which they should be up this week. Boom. If you enjoy this information, if you enjoy this podcast, you can find more of it at improveandhavefun.com. Thank you so much for listening. You're the best.